Okay, I just sent you this hyperlink about this website. That is Statistics Kingdom. Sure, it's free to use. And sure, in the future, if you need this kind of, in the future, if you need this kind of application, you can type, for example, two sample proportion calculator or normal distribution calculator, something like this. Then you will get some online applications that are free to use. And I check the accuracy and correction. Most of them are okay. And now let's check here. I try to use two screens in order to understand this. Okay. And first, the question is, sure, you don't need to memorize those formula because we are open to use any kind of materials to use. So you don't need to memorize those information, those formula. And now, okay. Okay, the question is here. Let me repeat the question again. Does husband cheat on their wives more than wives cheat on their husbands? From the information 2013. Suppose you take a group of 1,000 random selected husbands and find 231 husbands cheated on their wives. Okay, and now we try to use the calculator. I send you the link here. And tails, you can select one. You can select either one is okay. For example, the proportion 1 is not equal to proportion 2. Of the left side, proportion 1 smaller than the second one, or proportion 1 greater than the second one. Either one is okay. And now I try to use the first one. You can check when I switch to different model. Here the tail changes, and now select the first one. Okay, and next digits. What does it mean? The decimals. Maybe okay. The default setting is 6. Okay. Confidence interval, and here is 5%. That is 0.05. That's okay. Continuing correction, maybe the default is don't use. We stop here. And H effect size, from our textbook, it didn't mention this parameter. And calculate the expected H effect size. Let me check. Okay, group 1, that's husbands, and the second one, that's wives. I type a W, and proportion or successes, that is X1. That is S1. Proportion 1, that is here. Let me type. The other one, proportion 2, and sample size. The first for husbands, there are 1,000. For the For the wife samples, there's 1,200. Okay, then I click calculate. Since the step by step, okay, the non-hypothesis, since the p-value smaller than alpha, non-hypothesis is rejected. The H population is considered to be not equal to the W. H population, it means husband. W means the wives. In other words, when sample difference between proportion of H and W is big enough to be statistically significant, and the p-value equals 3.1, so 3.9 times 10 to the minus 7, Let's check the answer here. At the calculation, it's a little bit different. That I will explain why. And test statistic. The test statistic Z equals 5.07, and which is not in the 95% range acceptance here. And actually, from the textbook is here. Why? Personally, I think it's here. If we set proportion 1 is greater than the proportion 2, then calculate it's strange. I don't know why that's different from that one. 0.2. Maybe they use different formula. Okay, and let's check here. The first one. The effect size, the observed effect of size H is small, 0.22. This indicates that the magnitude of the difference between the proportion is small. And let's check step-by-step calculation here. And here. I just typed the P1 height, that is 0.231. I type that. Okay. And the X1 is 231. The number is here. And the proportion 2, oh, sorry, 176. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake here. 7, 6. Oh, sorry. 1, 4. Okay, the same one, like this way. 0.1467. This one. And the proportion 2 is 0.146667. It means about the 1,200 wives selected from the sample, from the population, 176 were cheating on their husband. Sorry, I know cheating is very negative, but we didn't define what does the cheating mean. Okay, so we skip that one. And like this one, the p-height is a number of successes in both samples and combined sample size of both samples. So the p1 height, that is x1 plus x2 divided by n1 plus n2. That is the husband cheating 231 and wife cheating 176. The total samples from husband 1000, from wives 1200. So the p height, the proportion height is 0.18, like this one, like this one. Okay, and calculate z value, average minus mu divided by the sigma, and the number should be like this one, like this one. Okay, and for the calculation steps of the confidence interval of the confidence between those two populations, place here, and we got the two-tailed L smaller than P1 minus P2 and smaller than upper side, like this one, like this one. Okay, so if you have no more question, let's move to the next one. Okay, exercise 9.1.1. In each problem, show all steps of hypothesis test with a confidence interval. If some of the assumptions are not met, note that the results of the test in interval may be correct. Then continue the process of the hypothesis test or confidence interval. Okay, let's just do the first question. Many high school students take the AP test in different subject areas. In 2007, about, let me think how to read this, 144,796 students who took the biology exam, and 84199, it's easier to read it, of them were female. In the same year, of 21693 students who took the calculus AP exam, and this number of them was female, this one. Is there enough evidence to show the proportion of female students taking biology exams is higher than the proportion of female students taking the calculus AP exam, take at 5% interval. Okay, how about let's start this one. You can refer to the example number 1. 3 minutes, and I will tell you how to do this one. Okay, you can do this one. Let's start. Okay, let's solve this problem. The first one. Okay. There are some questions. Okay, the first one. In the year of 2007, 144,796 students. That is N1. And among this number, add 84,199. That is female. In what? In AP test about a biology exam. And the second one, in the same year, 211,993. That is N2. And among those students, 102,598. This one were female, and we can see this one is X1, this one is X2, this one X1, X2. Okay, then now we can imitate the calculation from first one. Okay, the first one, what are the hypotheses? The first non-hypothesis, those two populations, those two proportions are the same. What does it mean? The proportion of female joined the exam about biology, and the female proportion joined the calculus exam, the proportion are the same. But we cannot just calculate those divided. No, we cannot do that. We need to use the statistic tools. Okay, let's check the first one. But we can follow the steps like this one. 9.1.1. X1, say the husband. Yeah, sure. X1, we are the female in the proportion of female in the exams of biology. X2, the numbers of female in the calculus exam. And P, proportion of husband cheating. Similarly, P1, that is, okay, I will check it. Okay, P1, that is, add 4199 divided by 144,796. About the P2, P2 is the proportion of 102,598 divided by 211,693. And the non-hypothesis, those two proportions are the same. And the alternative hypothesis, they are not the same. And we set the alpha label at 0.05. And now that's calculated by our hands. Then later we can use the online applications. Okay, the first one. Okay, X1, 231. Our X1 is 84,199. And here, N1 minus X1, N1. N1 minus X1, that is 144,796 minus add 4199. Okay, and the other one, N2 minus x2, that is here. That's here. 211,693 minus 144. Oh, sorry, not the one. Minus 102,598. Okay, and the sample proportion, N1 is here. N2 is here. And proportion height is this one. P2 is here. Okay. And the Q1 is 1 minus that. Q1 equals 1 minus P1. Okay. Q1 height, P1 height. And Q2 are the same. And the pool sample proportion, very similar. P bar, that is, I switch to green. Two group of females, 84199 plus 102,598 divided by those, put them together, 144,796 plus 211,693. Okay, we got that one. And we will get a z-score like this one. That is 5.0047. And in our sure, I will calculate later. And p-value is 1.988. Sure, we will calculate later. And now we can use the similar calculus. And here, 6 significant level 0.05. Okay, and continue correction. Use exercise. Group 1, female in biology. Test. And group 2, female in calculus test. And the proportion, here I can type 84199. The population is 144,796. And for the second one, the proportion here 102,598. For the second proportion 211,693. Okay, then I can click calculate. Okay, the conclusion is since the p-value is smaller than 0.05, the non-hypothesis is rejected. Okay, the conclusion is the female in biology test population proportion is considered not equal to the female in calculus test. And the following is the calculation and the evidence. In other words, the sample differences between proportion of female in biology test and female in calculus test is big enough to be statistically significant. Okay, the p-value is 0. The p-value is equal to 0, very small, very small. It means that the chance of the type 1 error is small, 0%. Okay, and the t-test statistics, the z-score is 56. And step by step, the same one, S1, that's 84,199, and P1 height like this one, like this one. That is 0.58, and proportion 2, that is here. That is here. Okay. And p-hat, the number of successes in both samples, combined samples, size of both samples, and that is here. Females in biology test, females in calculus test, total student numbers in biology test, total student numbers in calculus test. So the p-hat, that is 0.52, like this one. And calculate z-value using the normal approximation of the binomial distribution. The function is here. The function is here. Okay, and the calculation look like this one. Look like this one. So the z is 56.58, and the result is we can say we can reject the null hypothesis because the p-value is close to zero. Okay, any question? How about a 2-minute break? Please write down notes like this one. Yeah, sure. You can use the website like this one. Okay, 2 minutes. You can take a note. And next, we will move to next section.